Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm Barbara and today we are outside. It is a beautiful day. It's like 75 degrees today, which we have not seen in a little bit, right? It's been 60, it's been 65, but today is 75, no rain. It is gorgeous. So today we are outside and we are back helping to get ready the in-ground garden. So that's what this video is all about today. I'm going to show you the progress that we made and what step we're on. So if you want to see that, check it out. Let's go. So I'll link my last video here that I talked about the in-ground garden. So if you're new here, if you did not see that video, I will link it up above. But we're getting together a new in-ground garden space. This is the first in-ground garden space that's not in the greenhouse that we are doing. And so in the last video, I showed you that we went really from just straight grass and we rented a tiller to try and till the ground or whatever. To say it was difficult is an understatement, right? And so we did that in the last video. And so what's happened between that last video and today is that we also went and got a plow. We ended up buying a plow because we found a used one for a really good price. And my husband plowed it up and it went a little bit deeper. So now it's been plowed. And so today we rented the tiller again to get it more fine and to start putting the amendments in. So let me take you around and let you see what's going on. Okay guys, my husband went like maybe 3 or 4 passes over the ground. It's pretty soft, so the tiller definitely did its job. And so now we're gonna add some amendments and we're trying to determine if this soil is clay or sandy. It's real fine, light, but I know that it needs something added to it. So we're gonna add some soil conditioner first. So we went up and got the spreader like you would spread lawn seed to try to put it in there so that we didn't have to do it by hand, but that's not working as great as we wanted it to. So we're just kind of putting some stuff in by hand and then we'll till it in. So the amendments I'm going to add today is going to be soil conditioner, some alfalfa meal, which I use in all of my gardens. It helps provide some nutrients. We're going to start with those 2 first and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, we're still at it. We got the soil conditioner down, and soil conditioner again is going to help improve the structure of the soil in terms of making sure that the soil can retain water and drain at the same time, and so that it doesn't get so compacted. It's going to help with aeration, and so that's the reason why we're putting soil conditioner down. And again, this soil has never been worked before at all. I did take some soil to send in for a soil test. That has not come back yet. And again, this particular plot of ground that we're doing for the in-ground garden is literally, I don't know, maybe, I'm not good at measuring distances, maybe 20 feet from my greenhouse, I think. Yeah, something like that. What would you say from here? About 20 feet from the greenhouse. And so I had a soil test done on the greenhouse soil. So in my mind, I'm thinking it can't be that drastically different because it's so close to the greenhouse. And so, but I did go ahead and do some soil and I'm sending it in for the soil test. I just haven't gotten the results back yet. But the stuff that we're adding today is just, you know, common stuff, soil conditioner to help improve the structure of the soil. I can tell by looking at it, you know, that it needs something. And then we're putting down alfalfa meal, which is a good source of fertilizer. I use that in my raised beds and in the greenhouse. So I would put that down anyway. And so the next thing we're going to do is put down earthworm castings. Now I wish I had my bucket of worms, y'all. I'm going to buy some more worms. I'm buying more worms. I feel like I don't have enough. Like when I dig in, I see some, but I don't see a lot. And I'm sure they haven't multiplied yet. But if you didn't catch my video on the worms, definitely go check that out. It's a video called, I think, Going Big or something like that, or Pushing the Limit, something like that. So yeah, if I had worms, man, I could just really just dump them all in this space. But I have bags and bags of earthworm castings that I had already bought, so we're going to put that in the ground next. Again, that's just going to be good fertilizer, and we'll go from there. So honey, what do you think about all the stuff that we're doing in the garden?
Well, I think that the soil is coming along very good. Was having an issue trying to figure out how much amendments to put down per whatever square foot, square inch, or whatever. But I think we've done a fairly good job, and as we get ready to turn it over and keep turning it over and getting the rocks out and continuing to amend it, I believe that this growing space here is going to grow some very good food that we can eat a little later on. I think we're on our way. We just need to stay diligent and keep on amending and getting it ready. And then I think we're about ready for some rows here in just a little bit.
Yay!
And it'll be time to put some food in the ground and see what happens.
Okay, so what thing are you most excited about me growing?
Corn.
Corn. I got you, buddy. I got you.
Yeah, and I think that is because, we tried it in the greenhouse before and did okay. And so I'm ready to see what it looks like outside. When you pass by these fields and they have corn just swaying in the wind, I'm ready to see some of that happening right here because I love some good corn. So out of all of that, that's what I'm looking for the most.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, you heard it. He's looking forward to some corn. I am too. Corn is like my favorite vegetable, like literally. Like, let me tell y'all this funny story. So when we first got married, my husband and I have been married for 24 years. 24 years. But when we first got married, I was cooking, and corn is my favorite vegetable. It's easy to cook. So I was cooking corn like all the time. Fried corn, boiled corn, corn on the cob, like you name it, I was on it, on the corn train. He finally, in a very loving way, said to me, is that all you know how to cook? And I was like, no, I just really, really like it. He was like, well, we can, kind of diversify. And so I remember that very distinctly because I was on the corn train. Yes, so it is one of my favorite things. It is so hard to find in the store that's non-GMO, that hasn't been tampered with. And so I'm really excited about growing my own corn. So I know that we tried the corn 2 years ago. It did not do well at all. Again, very new. So I have a little bit more information. I know that it needs a lot of nitrogen. It's a heavy feeder of nitrogen. I know that I need to side dress it before and during and all that good stuff. And I've heard that I need to plant it in double rows because they pollinate each other or something like that. So don't plant a single row. So I do have that on my crop plan to do 2 rows of corn. But if you are successful at growing corn organically, please, please, please put me some comments down below. Let me know some tips, tricks, so that I can have some good corn this summer. Okay, so we're gonna get back to it, guys. Okay, guys, so what we're about to do now is we've put all the amendments down. We did alfalfa meal, we did soil conditioner, and we did earthworm casting. So now my husband's gonna go and till it in. And get it all mixed in together. So that's the part that we're on now. So he's going to do that. Then hopefully after that, it should all be in there and we should be good to plant. Obviously we got to put, we're going to add in some compost, but I'm going to do the compost in the actual rows after we make the rows instead of just doing it all in, of course, and tilling it in. It'll just be kind of like the top layer. So let me, okay, guys, it's all tilled in, and you can see, if you saw the earlier video, you can see that the soil is much darker and it's completely dry. It's not wet or anything. So it's darker because of all the amendments that we put in. So you can see that it really, really got into the soil. You can see that it's much, much, much darker. Y'all, I put it in my hands. It's like, oh, plant me, plant me, plant me, right? So it is looking good. So we may take another pass with the tiller back through there just for good measure, because we got to take the tiller back, implement in the morning. So we might do another pass through here. But the next thing from here is we're going to make rows, and then we're actually going to put down landscape fabric over the whole thing. And I know some of you might be thinking, Oh, wow. Are you really going to do that? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Now, I know that there are no-till methods. And again, I haven't tried that, and I'm not opposed to it. It's just for us trying to get this ready for this season. This is the way that we had to do it. We didn't have time to do the no-till method with the breakdown of the cardboard and all that. And I don't have enough cardboard to lay this whole thing down. And plus, I like weed fabric because it works. Anyway, we are going to cover it with weed landscape fabric because to me that's more of a long-term solution than putting down something else. So the next thing we're going to do is make rows, lay down the fabric, and then from there we'll be building a fence to keep all of the critters and stuff out, and then it'll be ready to plant. So we are definitely making progress as we go. Okay, so we're making rows. We got this nice little handy dandy tool that's a row maker, since we don't have an implement for the tractor to make rows. So you can see the rows there. Right now these are like 2 feet apart, which gives me plenty of walking space. Now this particular tool, you can do 4 rows. You can see those little black things that he has on there. There were 4 to make 4 rows, but those rows were too close together. Obviously that maximizes growing space, but how do people do that? You don't even have a space to walk if the rows are too close together. How close do you guys have your rows together? Let me know in the comments. So let me show you. Basically, it's just a little row maker tool. You can see the 2 black things. That's what's making the rows. Pretty easy to use, honey?
Mm-hmm. Very.
My husband said it's a long row. So it's the length of the greenhouse. So it's almost 100-foot row. So yeah, that is a long row. We'll see how many rows we're going to be able to get out of this. I think the dimensions are 20 by 100 roughly, give or take. So if we're doing rows that are 2 feet a piece, it's a little late in the day. My brain's not working right. Would that be 10? No, 5. We'll see by the time it's all said and done. Okay, guys, the day is coming to an end. The temperature has dropped, and it's about to be dark probably in the next 20 minutes or so. We've been pretty much at it most of the day. So we did try the row maker. It worked, but I think we need to get some string and some stakes because it was hard to keep the rows straight as my husband kept, walking backwards with that. So we're gonna call it for today. And so the next step we'll do is we'll actually make the rows a little bit more defined, and we'll put the paper down, and we're thinking about mounding the rows. I did that in the greenhouse and really liked it, so I'm still debating on whether I'm going to do it out here or not. If you have any tips for making the rows straight without a implement, like to go on a tractor, we don't have an implement that goes on the tractor to make, and we don't want to buy one. So if you have another way of making rows that's different, then certainly drop it down below. But we made some progress today, and so from here, like I said, I've told you the next steps. I'll definitely bring you along the journey. So thank you guys for hanging out with us today as we made one step closer to the in-ground garden and getting ready for the summer. As always, remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together.